Good afternoon, my lovelies. Happy Tuesday. I don't know if you saw my post yesterday, but I'm changing the videos that I post weekly to Tuesday instead of Monday to consolidate some of my time and to leave more time to create and get some of my painting done that I feel like I've not gotten done lately. So, and to be able to create better too, to be able to focus my energy more. So, you can say hello to Mr. Tarragon. Good afternoon. Hi, baby. He might be slightly upset with me because I made him come back in to do the video. We've already been out. And Mom had to put the boundaries up. It's time. If he needs to go in his little house, then he'll have to go in his little house. Because it's not playtime right now. So that's actually what we're going to talk a little bit about today. If you got to check out some of my other videos, just want to say thank you. I appreciate you guys very much. So I've talked about boundaries before. And so that's what I want to talk about some more today. It seems like a lot of people walking around these days are pretty grumpy and angry and taking shit out on other people. And I'm going to tell you part of that has to do because their boundaries suck and they don't take themselves seriously. So therefore no one else takes them seriously. And they wonder why they get taken advantage of and just walk around feeling powerless all day. So we're going to talk about that. Taking your power back. I've spoke on that before too. But if you don't feel powerful within yourself and with your decisions and with how your day's going, you won't feel confident either. Your confidence will not be there. So you got little itchies? Here, Mama. Okay. Oh goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. But yeah, no power equals no confidence, you guys. You're out here giving your power away, letting people run your day, ruin your day. And it's all because of little small adjustments and things you can do that are quite difficult, to be honest. They're difficult to put into play. They're difficult to kind of get the hang of. You know, it is a practice, but one of those main things is, as I've stated before, is saying no. Giving that boundary to people around you, to situations, to distractions. There's lots of things that we have throughout our day that distract us, that we allow to distract us, or that we give our time and energy to that is not a priority. But we feel obligated to for some probably traumatic reason, right? Something that happened to us in our past as a child that made us feel like we weren't good enough or that we had to cater to everybody else instead of taking care of our own needs first, right? That can stem from quite a few different situations. If you feel like you're in touch with that and that's connecting with you, then this is definitely for you. So I did make some notes, of course, to try to keep myself a little more on point and focused. If you've been feeling frustrated, like rushed all the time, just energy drained, invisible, like nobody sees you, nobody listens to you. One of the reasons, part of the reason, all of the reason is because you're giving your power away and you're not saying no and you're not setting boundaries. Let me ask you, when you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing you think about? What do? Do you say thank you? Do you give thanks for being able to wake up? Do you start thinking automatically about bills that need to be paid and chores that need to be done that day, or work, or someone else, your husband, your wife, your partner, your child, maybe mom, dad, brother, sister, whoever it is? If you're starting your day waking up thinking about someone else and putting someone else's needs to the forefront, this includes bills and chores and things like that, okay? Yeah, we like to do chores and have a clean house for ourselves, but when it comes to us, what we really need emotionally, attention-wise, this is all things we have to give ourselves, and that will radiate out to other people and really teach them how to treat you. You know what I'm saying? You do. You teach people how to treat you. So if you're allowing people to walk all over you and take advantage of you and cut in on your time when you set time aside to rest or do something that you want to do, to create, to go out, have fun, but you cancel it all the time to give, that time and those plans to others, Guys, I'm telling you, you're living a miserable life. I understand if you have children that you have to take care of if you're a single parent. I'm not going to say I understand in the fact that I'm a single parent and I understand that. What I'm saying is I understand that you have priorities, and that these, even just having pets, they are my priority. He's my priority too, but not over me. Because if I'm up here being frustrated and waking up pissed off and, feeling not my best and not getting sleep and not doing the things that I need to for myself, even at the most minimal, then I'm going to carry that around usually all day. And that energy will transfer to others around me too. And then they'll pick that up. Hence where this trauma begins, right? As a child sometimes. So if you're a grumpy bitch and you wake up and you're taking it out on those around you, it's because you're not taking care of yourself first, and you're not giving yourself a minute, giving yourself the first thought of the day. You know what I mean? My first thing when I wake up is I always give thanks. I even tell Tarragon, tell God, thank you for waking us up. We're awake. We're able to do the things that we want to and need to for ourselves today. And that is a blessing. So if you wake up ungrateful and, like I said, just a grumpy bitch and hating everything, you need to make some adjustments, because trust me, you're probably not a joy to be around. So, there's the things that I was talking about earlier about that distract us sometimes or make us think that those are the obligations that we need to fulfill before we do what we need to do. First off, take a look at your schedule. There are probably some places where you need to simplify a little bit and take some things out that will take some of the weight off of your shoulders so you're able to take care of yourself better. If you wake up and look at your phone immediately, like I said, if you wake up just starting the day with problems, looking at your problems instead of being grateful and being grateful for just being alive and the opportunity to live, then, again, that's where an adjustment needs to be made. So waking up, getting on your phone, going straight to social media is such a bad thing, you guys. First off, you start comparing yourself to everything you see on there that looks perfect. A perfect life, a perfect body. Oh, it's just perfectly filtered is what it is. So cut that shit out, number one. Try to stick with the real. What is the real? Real life around you, your house, yourself. Like I said, wake up and give thanks and then look outside. I don't care if it's a gloomy day. I don't care if it's a sunny day. It's a beautiful day either way. And there are opportunities there for you to learn and change things up to have a great life and to take care of yourself. Now, that doesn't mean shitty shit doesn't happen sometimes. This stuff that I talk about that I've been doing or have done or am doing or in the process of doing it more, it's come over time, and it's something that had to be learned and integrated into what's going on. And it doesn't mean that every day is just rosy and that I don't have problems or issues or stress. That's not what it means. But it does mean that this stuff is a lot easier for me to handle than it used to be because of what I've been talking to you guys about in all the videos. You know what I mean? And that's the point. That's part of the reason I'm here. Like I said before, to just be a friend, a distant friend on the interweb, to share with you guys real experience of stuff that I've been through. Not 12 PhDs that I have in this. No, just shit that I've been through and that I've gotten through, and that, I'm proud to say that I'm here now and that I'm able to be grateful for every day. I wasn't always like this. I used to weigh 230 pounds. I used to wake up taking shots of whiskey every day, going to work, nobody knowing that I was doing that, because I hated my life and I hated myself. I was in an abusive relationship, and one of many that I had had in my life. And, as far as I've come, none of those things I would ever accept into my life now. You know what I mean? And there's no going back to it either. It's like once you've gotten through this stuff and you've gone through it and you've come to this point, dude, I don't care. I look back at how I used to act and how I used to look and wake up and everything. Like, it was just so unhealthy and so negative all the time. You know what I mean? All I did was complain. No wonder my life was like that. Be grateful for things. So Now, back to the boundaries. Yes, you have children. Maybe you're a single parent. Like I said, that shit is not easy. I do not know what it's like. I don't have any kids, but I know that it's not fucking easy. I have a lot of single parent friends and single parents in my family that I've seen how hard that was growing up. And so I made the conscious decision to not have any children unless I felt truly comfortable in the situation. And that just, to be honest, that hasn't happened for me. So I'm not, I don't know if children are in the cards for me, but if not, that's okay. My art is my child, really. And I got this one back here, of course, and my butterflies. And you guys can all be my little sweet babies. And I'll try to guide you and take care of you the best I can from here. So back to the boundaries. Start with your schedule. Try to figure out on your schedule where you could let some things go. Number one, waking up and getting on social media. Like I was saying, you start to compare yourself to other people, shit that isn't true, shit that isn't real. And then you just fill your brain up and your energy space with all these other chatters of others' voices, of others' opinions, of what others are doing and what you're not doing. And then you start to be hard on yourself. And then you've got, a kid in the background screaming at you that needs something to eat. Or you've got, to rush somebody to school, or you have to get to work, or maybe you do have a lot of animals and you have to take care of all them for whatever. How about you use that time wisely and don't get up and scroll on your phone, and use those boundaries to, set with whoever's in your family, your tribe, your people, your pack, right? Of, hey, you don't bother me before whatever, 7:45, I don't care what the time is, but these are things that you can implement. Now you have to retrain people how to teach you and what's going to be happening. You might have to be pretty stern and pretty strict about some things when you're setting these boundaries, but that's what it's called for, and that's what will make your life easier in the long run, okay? Including people that call you. Just because your phone's ringing, just because you got a text message, doesn't mean you have to answer it. No, you don't have to answer it right now. You don't have to answer it in 3 hours. You don't have to answer it tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's an emergency, of course, or something with your kids. That's different. You know what I mean, though. You get where I'm going with this. But a lot of you don't realize that, you get almost an anxiety attack if you get a text message and you don't reply right fucking then. Dude, calm your tits. It's not, they're not going to disappear. And if they do, then they weren't meant for you. So, finish what you were doing. Do like I do and have your phone on silent most of the time. I don't let those dings run me, right? I don't let that shit don't train me. Most of the time, my favorite time, as I've talked about before, is when I put my phone on airplane mode, as it is now, actually, so I can make this video talking to you guys. I don't like seeing notifications and all these, numbers on there and check things and all these emails and the spam and you know what I mean? It just clogs your fucking head up. Your head becomes spam. And so try to get off your phone more, and anywhere that you're seeing that you're not using your time wisely in that way and you're starting to compare yourself to others, that's power you're giving away that you're not keeping within for yourself, right? So 13:33, as I said that on the clock there. Sip of coffee, excuse me. But that is power you're giving away. You might think it's something, just because everybody's doing it and that's the thing now, that, yeah, well, I'll just do it too. Well, do you want more for your life? Do you want to be more calm? Do you want to get more done or not? It's your choice to make. You don't have to. You don't have to listen to shit I say. You know what I'm saying? Keep on waking up and comparing yourself to others and being grumpy and, having grumpy people come around your energy because they're matching the energy that you have, and keep teaching those around you that it's okay to be miserable and have a miserable life and that's how it is. No, I don't think you want that. If you're here, I don't think you want that for yourself, okay? So, okay, enough with the phone thing. We get it, right? Moving on. Anyone around you, whether it's him, kids, husband, wife, whoever, if they're immediately harping in on your energy and your time and your space when you're waking up, I get it. If you're in a relationship, lovey-doveys, kissies in the morning, yeah, I'm not talking about that. But when you actually get up and don't give yourself a minute to focus on what you need to focus on, you have to set boundaries with those around you. And they may seem harsh, and they may seem very new to these people because you've not set them before, have you? So they're gonna be like, damn, why is mom acting like a bitch? Or why is dad acting like an asshole? You know, you're not. They have to learn that that's you setting boundaries, healthy boundaries for yourself, so that everyone can be taken care of better, including yourself. And guess what that does? Instead of passing on that grumpy bitch to your children so they be grown up to be grumpy bitches, or learn to walk on eggshells around everyone because you're acting like that and they don't know how to fucking take you half the day, is you're passing on that strength and those healthy boundaries to the people around you instead of that toxicity, right? That trauma shit. So yeah, you might seem like an asshole at the beginning, but who cares? You know what I mean? You gotta let go of giving a shit how people look at you for doing what you need to do for yourself. Seriously. So even with this one, right? Let's take it down a notch. Maybe you don't have kids and you just have a dog or a puppy that wants all of your time. Well, the boundary when I go to work is, including if I'm working here at home, that I've had to set because, again, I was giving my power away, which I've been feeling lately because I've not been setting this boundary. Today it is. I like to call it his little house, not the cage. I don't like cage. Cage sounds like cage, right? His little house, it's comfy, he's fine. He gets peanut butter and his Kong in there. He gets his cartoons, he chills, he goes to sleep usually, right? He's relaxed. He doesn't whine usually or anything, like he's pretty chill in there. But, you know, the way he looks at me when I'm trying to do work here or whatever, you know, puppy dog eyes. And you know, if I let it get to me and if I lose those boundaries of, oh, I should just let him out, you know, it's mean to put him in there while I'm working, then I'm never gonna get anything done. And then I'm gonna be resentful because I'm letting him take all of my time and my energy and letting him distract me, right? He's gonna wanna play, he's gonna wanna cuddle. Of course he wants to be near mom, right? Or like this. He's gonna wanna go out, like do all the things, run around. I gotta make sure, you know, he's still a puppy. Happy 6-month birthday to him today, by the way, Mr. Tarragon. Happy birthday. Shh, we're gonna be quiet though right now. But yeah, he's 6 months old today, so I think that's sweet. But he's a puppy, so he doesn't really have many accidents in the house. He's had a couple, but it's because I wasn't watching him and I was, you know, doing something else where I should have just put him in his little house for a minute, and my bad. But if I just know that I'm not a mean, abusive person, if I let him chill with some peanut butter and cartoons while I'm getting some things done around the house and keeping him safe, then we're all, again, better and healthier and more calm, right? We get more focused time when we get to hang out once he comes out of his little house, and then we spend that time that's allotted for that. Understand? So you can do that with your children. Yeah, it's probably gonna be hard, especially if you've not trained them. If you've not trained them, I know they're not a dog. You know what I mean? If you've not taught them to that, you know, mom or dad needs their space. I need my time, and you're gonna chill out for a minute while I do this. You know, I'm sure that it's not easy in every situation, but if you start implementing these, the sooner you do, implementing these rules and these boundaries. I'm gonna say boundaries about 3,000 more times in this video, so get used to it. If you don't implement them as early as you can and as soon as you can, then you're gonna train them that they can walk all over you, and none of your time is for you, it is all for them. So then you're gonna be, say it with me, a grumpy bitch, right? Right. So like I said, it's small things, really small things that you can do throughout the day that's gonna help this, but they're very difficult because most of us aren't used to holding our boundaries strong and saying no when we meet it and holding us to it. How many times have you, well, first off, let's say you have your boundaries. Those of us that have been working on our boundaries and have them set in place, how many times have you been doing well, you're good, your schedule's good, and then you get back around a friend or a family member that doesn't have good boundaries, and you can start to notice that their energy is starting to rub off on you, as far as like, you have set things that you need to do today. Maybe you saw them at the store or whatever. They invite you out for a drink, but you already have this focus on this day of what you need to do, right, for yourself. Yeah, spontaneity is good sometimes, right? But if this is stuff to better yourself and that's just gonna throw you all off and you know that, you have to learn to say no to that. So these people sometimes we get around, you know, you'll be like, oh, you know, they'll be like, oh, come on, you can do that later, you can do it tomorrow, you know. No, bro, I have to do it right now. You're not respecting my boundary. I'm telling you no, that I'm not gonna, you know, do this with you. We can set a time and plan it, an allotted time, and I would love to hang out with you at that time, right? With you at that time. So don't let others' lack of boundaries start to creep in on yours and break the hard work that you've already been putting in to set these with yourself and with others. Okay. What else? Yeah, just make sure you're taking care of yourself as soon as you wake up, you guys. You're feeling invisible, you're feeling rushed, frustrated, and drained because you're not saying no to stuff on your time. So pass the phone thing, whatever, work on your schedule. Again, past the kids now, we're moving past all of that. On your schedule, take other things out that you notice that are draining. You know what I mean? I know you guys I do too. Certain programs you like to watch, movies, whatever. And that's cool. That's not a big deal, but it does get distracting. I've noticed that if I'm doing work at home, painting, not painting, but more of like, I guess, organizing my notes or things that I need to do for the house, I can't have stuff on while I'm doing that. I have to be focused on what I'm doing, so I have to shut that off. So even little boundaries like that for myself of that I know, being aware and present that, hey, when I have this on, I feel scattered and I'm partly listening to this and I'm kind of doing what I'm doing, and then I'll sit down for a minute and my focus is scattered, right? So bring back your focus if you notice that it feels like that. You know what I mean? It's pretty easy to identify once you sit down and just sit with it for a minute. 22:02, as I say that on the clock. But once you identify these little things that you need to adjust, just simply adjust them. Adjust one little thing at a time, one thing a day. You know, if maybe this week you just work on saying, hey kids, I will not be available to you until this time, you know, whatever, during the morning or whatever you have to make up. Let me get my center back here. Again, I know there's circumstances with this stuff that it's hard for that to happen, or you don't have help or whatever, but I promise you there are some things in some areas where you can start implementing little things here and there and saying no and being stern with it and being serious, and to where that'll pull back your power, and then you can start making more focused and intentional decisions for you and for everyone else, and that really gathers everyone else's energy together too, and then they feel the same way. Because remember, energy attracts like energy. So if you're scattered and and your kids are scattered, your people around you, try to be the leader then. Try to be the one that pulls it back in, and you know, not for them, but do it for you. Do it for you first, so you'll feel more calm and you'll be able to handle stressful situations better. And then, like I said, that'll transfer to those around you, even if you don't have kids. You know what I mean? Same with him. If pets are the same way, they feel your energy. If you notice, they say that pets look like their owners and things like that. Well, they also act like their owners, if you've noticed that too. Usually if you have a yappy, you know, angry type dog, you know, that has type of an attitude, their owner usually does also. If you have a big brute type dog, their owner's sometimes a big brute too and has some kind of that in there, you know. But I'd say it always fits because they match the energy that they're around. And I also believe in that's how, when they say like animals choose you, when you go to a shelter or a litter or anywhere on the street, if they come up to you and they just, you know, sometimes stray animals will choose us also. But you've heard those stories, or maybe you are one of those stories. It's just beautiful. But I also feel like that's the reason. I got a dog. He totally chose me, and I went to see the puppies, to see, he's a rescue. It was an accidental litter, blah, blah, blah. Like, I like to rescue, but I did want to get a puppy. And so a friend of mine just happened to have the situation where they just really needed some good homes. There's still 2 left if anybody wants a puppy. One looks like him as a boy, just the runt looks just like him, and then there's a girl too that's left. And she is more browns, and then she has black and a black mug, black on her back. So she's pretty. Brandy and Junior. Anyways, so when I went, I knew that one of them was going to choose me, and so this one did here. And when I get home, what did I get? An energy that matches mine. He's super chill, he's super calm, but he does have his ornery side. You know, I don't let that side out too much, but it can come out if need be. But he's really chill. He watches a lot. He likes to observe. I'm the same way. Just chilling, watching some TV while I'm painting. He's very relaxed. He likes to play sometimes. He likes his little treats, you know, as we all do. He likes peanut butter. I like peanut butter. And my protein bars, by the way, are peanut butter. And them bitches are so good. Anyways. So, yeah, so the energy matched, you know. He chose me. The other pups in the litter were awesome. But I could tell that they didn't match the same. When all of them would go crazy, when their dad, they'd see him outside of the gate and they'd all go run to their little fence and start barking and yapping and screaming at him, he didn't. He stayed in my arms and would just observe and would just watch them while they all went crazy over there. So, and then since I've had him home, taking him out and being social, that's the most thing that everybody says is he's so calm, he's so chill. So he's got a couple new nicknames, one of them being Zen, because he is so calm and chill, until you see him get his zoomies on, and then he's like, his little face is so funny. But then I've been calling him Peanut Butter too. He's kind of the color of peanut butter, and then, like I said, that's his little treat that he gets. But, so yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about today. You know, don't think you're being mean. You know, no need to be abusive about setting your boundaries. Just be stern and serious about them. Take yourself seriously of what you want for your life. If you really want to be more calm and handle things in a more chill way and not have people, you know, griping and grabbing on for your attention and time, don't allow them to. Stop allowing people to take advantage of you and stomp on your time and your boundaries, okay? I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. If you have any questions, let me know, or any topics that you'd like me to cover, or, you know, anything you like me, whether I've been through it or not, you know, I'll talk about it. And maybe it's something you bring up that I might need to kind of learn from and go through. Who knows? But I'm willing to share what I can with you guys to try to help, and I appreciate you. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.